Mass transfer is also called as a species transport phenomenon. Species can be like water vapor H2O, uh, carbon dioxide CO2. That means these chemical names can be called as species. The subject in which we transfer the species transfer is called as mass transfer. Outline of this lecture. First we will see introduction. Second we will see mass diffusion. What are laws which govern mass transfer? Then we learn the important quantity is called concentration of the species. Then we learn determination of diffusion coefficient. Then we learn some example of mass transfer. Then we learn mass diffusion for gases. Mass diffusion is also significant in liquid, but it is not too much for solid. Then we learn convective mass transfer. After that, we learn what are boundary conditions are important for mass transfer problem. At the end, we learn industrial case study for sulfur dioxide NOx emission control. Introduction to the mass transfer. Three fundamental processes are involved for transfer of quantity that we discussed is the momentum transfer, heat transfer, the species or mass transfer. Momentum transfer equation is called as the velocity transfer equation uh, because velocity vary in x, y, and z. That means it is a vector transfer equation. Heat transfer, it has only one equation. There is only one equation. Species transfer, there is also one equation for each species. For each species, that means is called as C. This concentration of species, we have solving one equation for each species. Similar to heat transfer, there are two modes of mass transfer. First is the diffusion transport. This is also called as molecular level transport. Then convective mass transfer. Here I presented example of heat transfer due to radiation. But for mass transfer, there is no mass radiation. On the right side, I have presented one example of the water. Water is the one species, and then salt is a species A. This is a species is there. This and this salt after pouring into water, it get resolved. Then you get solution of the uh, so, salt. That it is called as a salt water. Salt water, which contain sodium chloride as one species and other species water. That means there are two species are involved in this example. And here transfer of the species is due to diffusion for low velocity. After stirring it, convective mass transfer becomes significant. Some more example of mass transfer. Here is the evaporation of the steam. Steam is water vapor H2O, which has higher concentration in liquid phase and less concentration uh, uh, in air. That means there is a transfer of the water vapor as a species. Similarly, there is a condensation of the water vapor. Water vapor condensation is there when dry, dry air is allowed to cool at a low temperature than its dew point, then condensation happen. In both examples, species H2. Another example is when put steel part in a carbon mixture uh, at temperature 90-100 degrees Celsius, then there is a carbon deposition on the surface of the steel. That means there is a reaction of the carbon and steel. That means iron oxide. Then we get some hardened layer. Mass transfer can be used for hardening of the steel. We can learn some more example of mass transfer. Here room is at temperature 20 degrees Celsius and it has high pressure and it has high percentage of relative humidity. In contrast, outside temperature is high, pressure is less, but relative humidity is less. For this situation, there is a transfer of the water vapor through plasterboard. Another example of mass transfer is when we put milk at temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Here concentration of the milk is very high. Outside concentration of milk is less. Here is no transfer of milk, but there is a concentration of H2O, water vapor. Water that is which contained in milk that is being evaporated and passes through three aluminum foil. This aluminum foil prevent the transfer of the water vapor to the ambient. Another example of mass transfer is we put one insulation layer and which has a 0% moisture is there. That means when you put dry insulation, there is no transfer of the water vapor to the surrounding. When you put wet insulation or water with some moisture content, then there is a transfer of the moisture content to the surrounding. But at the same time, heat is also transferred to the surrounding because moisture has also certain amount of the heat, it absorb energy, and that also transferred to the surrounding. And in this example, the species is water vapor. Once we understand mass transfer, then we have to understand details of the mass transfer, which can happen molecular level or it can happen bulk level. Molecular diffusion can happen for gases, liquid and solid. The rate of molecular diffusion is very high for the gases, intermediate for the liquid and lowest for the solid. And convective mass transfer, it happens due to bulk fluid motion. We learn first mass diffusion or mass transfer, mass diffusion or mass conduction you can call in heat transfer because for the heat diffusion you call as a conduction, but mass transfer, mass diffusion, people call mass diffusion or spacer diffusion. It has lot of example in gas liquid bed. Here gas liquid is supply here, and liquid enter at liquid enter one end, gas enter at other end, then gas liquid enter from other end. And there is a concentration gradient for water H2 in gas phase is a continuous phase, and there is a steel and particle in liquid phase, then hydrogen. There is some concentration gradient of the present for the each phase. And mass transfer that we learn in next slide how it is happening. Mass transfer can happen in gas mixture, liquid solution, or solid. Mass transfer occurs whenever there is a gradient when there is a gradient in the concentration of species. Basic mechanism are the same when phase is gas or liquid or solid. Application of the mass transfer are distillation, desalination. The role of desalination is to remove salt from the ocean and to get clean water for drinking purposes. It is also useful in chemical industry to create a fertilizer of a different chemical compound. It also used for the combustion. There are some species they like methane, which react with oxygen. Then we get product species carbon dioxide and H2O. And in emission control, there are also species like NOx, SOx. Mass transfer has also a lot of role in food processing industry. Here I presented an example of a salt solution. How can use as heat energy to get salt? After heating, water vapor species is evaporated from solution. Then after get only one species is called as a sodium chloride. Mass diffusion is similar to the thermal conduction, which happen in solid. In solid, there are two major thing which contribute to the mass diffusion. One is the collision of molecule, and second is the vibration of molecule. These two are the things to contribute the thermal diffusion. And the rate of heat conduction or thermal diffusion is directly proportional to the temperature difference between the hot and cold side, and it is inversely proportional to the thickness. Here I presented heat transfer passes through the area through the material which has thermal conductivity K and temperature difference T1 minus T2 divided by the thickness. And the conduction is always happening in a decreasing temperature gradient. Please note that the thermal diffusion is always happen in the decreasing temperature gradient direction. Hence, temperature gradient is present as negative. We compare thermal diffusion with mass diffusion. First, we learn mass diffusion. According to Fourier's law of heat conduction, the rate of conduction is directly proportional to the temperature gradient. For a constant in this equation is called as thermal conductivity, is also called as thermal diffusivity of material, and T is the temperature of the material. Here is the example presented. Thermal conduction is directly proportional to temperature gradient. Similar to thermal diffusion, we can use same concept for the mass transfer. According to Fick's law, mass diffusion is directly proportional to the concentration gradient inside the material. Mass diffusion is directly proportional to the concentration gradient. Here the constant is there. is called as a diffusion coefficient or mass diffusivity of the species in the mixture, where Ca is the concentration of the species in the mixture. It is non-dimensional quantity. Most of time you can use the concentration of the species, how much is mass transfer per unit length, per unit area, per unit time. CFD flow engineering conduct online classes for advanced CFD modeling. This course comprises 12 lectures. All lectures are in detail, which cover basic of fluid flow, turbulent flow, heat transfer, CFD modeling, species transport, combustion technology, CFD modeling of pollution, turbomachinery, and 10 lecture as well as CFD tutorial will be discussed. There are a 10 assignment which comprises 25 industrial problem. All problems are industrial oriented. Who can get access to training material and video lectures. We also provide CFD and technical support to all registered participants for 6 months. We also provide assistance for job interview. And the fee for Indian student is just 3,500. And for Indian professional, the fee is 5,000 rupees. Those students from apart from India, the fee is $70, which is equivalent to the 60 euro. In this course, we learn basic of CFD as well as modeling of complex industrial problems. Those are interested in this course, please visit website www.cfdflowengineering to get syllabus. For registration, please email to cfdflowengineering@gmail.com. The last part is for the mass transfer is convective mass transfer. When fluid passes over the high concentric species, there is a transfer of the species due to the bulk fluid motion. That we are going to learn in this lecture. In convective heat transfer, there is a convective mass transfer due to bulk fluid motion. That bulk fluid motion tries to transfer heat transfer from heated wall to the cold fluid or hot fluid to the cold wall. And there is a formation of the thermal boundary layer is there. There is a thermal boundary layer is there inside the fluid. When fluid over, there is a temperature gradient is there. Wall has a temperature T and hot fluid has temperature T infinity. Similarly, here mass transfer, there is a temperature concentration gradient is there. There is a high there may be a different concentration at the wall. There may be high concentration of the bulk fluid because their concentration gradient is found. When concentration gradient is up to 99% of the relative of species A at the surface and relative of density of free stream. When their density difference is 99% of the maximum density difference, up to which this convective boundary layer is formed. That means at the edge of this boundary layer, the concentration is 99% of maximum density difference. This way, we can define the concentration boundary layer. Then we have to understand the analogy between the convective transfer for heat as well as mass transfer. First thing on heat transfer due to convection. Inside the convection, there is a transfer of mass due to bulk motion. When heated fluid passes over the wall which has surface temperature Ts, and there is a formation of the thermal boundary layer. And delta T is the thickness of thermal boundary layer. It exists when surface temperature is equal to surface plus 99% of the maximum temperature difference between the surface and free stream. Outside the boundary layer, the temperature is constant, but inside the boundary layer, there is the exist of the temperature gradient. By knowing temperature, we can find rate of convective cooling using Newton's law of cooling. As per this, convective transfer is directly proportional to temperature difference between surface and solid. H is a convective. H is a convective heat transfer coefficient. S is the surface surface area. Ts is the surface temperature difference that we discussed just now. H is the convective transfer coefficient. Its unit is watt per meter square Kelvin. Similar to the mass transfer, the rate of convective mass transfer is determined by convective rate, that is directly proportional to the concentration difference between the surface and free stream. There is also a concentration boundary layer, is called as a species boundary layer, which exists inside the boundary layer, where delta C is the thickness of the species boundary layer. For this equation, H is the mass transfer coefficient, A is the surface area, Cs minus C infinity is the suitable mass or concentration difference across the concentration boundary layer. Convective mass transfer can be determined by number of moles of species. A is equal to mass transfer coefficient into surface area divided by difference in concentration of species A at the surface and free stream. You have to note down some unit. Number of moles, measure moles per second. Mass transfer has unit meter per second. Area is meter per square. And concentration difference is equal to moles per unit volume. And mass transfer coefficient depend on system geometry, fluid property, and flow velocity. V. Similar to the thermal boundary layer, concentration boundary layer is formed. There are problems like a combustion or chemical process during heating and cooling. Three boundary layer coexist together: momentum boundary layer, thermal boundary layer, concentration boundary layer. These three boundary layers exist together. Here I have presented a problem where velocity boundary layer exists here, is called a thickness of the momentum boundary layer, and there is also exist of the thermal boundary layer. It has a thickness delta T. It can be here, and there is also concentration of the species transfer delta C. These boundary layer can exist together, and this solution is quite difficult for three-dimensional problem, and it is determined using the CFD simulation. When we solve mass, momentum, temperature, and concentration equation simultaneously, that we can discuss in the CFD training. in the tutorial section. After getting the concentration, we have to understand analogy between the friction, means skin friction, heat transfer and mass transfer. Once we know the concentration of the species at wall, this is known. Before going to know, we have to know what is wall friction or wall shear stress. That is equal to viscosity multiplied by velocity gradient at wall. That can be taken in order of friction coefficient multiply half of rho v square. Similarly, we can find out heat transfer coefficient by knowing the temperature gradient, and that K is the thermal conductivity, and that is equal to heat transfer coefficient into the temperature difference between surface and free stream. Similar to mass transfer, that can be determined by knowing the concentration gradient near the wall. By using similar to heat transfer, diffusion is equal to the advection. By using, we can find out the mass transfer. Wall friction coefficient, heat transfer coefficient, mass transfer coefficient, all can be determined once we know velocity gradient, temperature gradient, concentration gradient near the wall, respectively. Similarly, we can find out this quantity for the internal flow as a function of Reynolds number, for wall friction coefficient, heat transfer coefficient as a function of Nusselt number, mass transfer as a function of the Sherwood number. When there is a reaction, problem become more complicated. Then how mass transfer with reaction is determined? For in this case, Damoclo number plays significant role. That is a dA. Before going to the Damoclo number, we have to understand the species transport equation. That is equal to a steady term advection of the species I. There is a diffusion of species. Then there is a source due to reaction, where omega is the mass fraction of the species omega is equal to mass of species I divided by total mass of the mixture. This way you can determine the concentration of species I. But how to solve this equation? The most complex term is the rate of production or consumption of the species I, and it is linked to the reaction. And that reaction is there. Then we have to understand chemical kinetics between the species, and chemical kinematics decide what species are consumed, what species are produced. And how it is decided? It is based on flow time and chemical time. And here Damoclo number is equal to flow time divided by flow time divided by chemical time. It also that flow time can be equivalent to diffusion time near the wall. Diffusion plays important. There can be some reaction happening between species. When Damoclo number is very low, when reaction is happening very slow. And here reaction rate determined by Arrhenius rate that we learned in the 5th lecture of combustion. And when Damoclo number is very high, less than 1, when turbine plays a significant role, and here reaction is much faster than the mixing time, and this is called as the turbine diffusion, controlled diffusion. That all is learned in the lecture of the combustion. Here I am presenting some example of the diffusion or of the species in combustion. Based on it also called as the diffusion flame, premix flame. Before going to CFD modeling, you have to understand species transfer phenomenon. There can be a diffusion flame. A diffusion flame is non-premix flame. Based on CFD, you have to use select ED dissipation model. To understand ED dissipation model, you have to understand theory of the mixing. You have to understand what models are developed, what are their limitations. You have to also know some solution strategy. There can be chemical equilibrium combustion model, non-equilibrium combustion model. There can be detailed chemistry model. This is laminar ED dissipation cassette model, PDF transfer model, chemistry acceleration model. After learning species transfer with without reaction, we learn some case study of the mass transfer. Here I have presented an example of SOx scrubber. The role of SOx scrubber is to remove sulfur dioxide from flue gases. Here flue gases enter from bottom of a large duct which passes through number of flow straightener. Here see number large number of flow straightener are arranged across the duct to get uniform distribution of flue gases. At the top, there is a header of liquid. Liquid comprises a solution of limestone and water, and the alkali solution of lime and water are sprayed over the flue gases. Then there is a reaction between sulfur dioxide in flue gas and lime solution in liquid. Due to this reaction, the sulfur mixture is removed from the SOx scrubber, and at the top we get clean gases which doesn't contain any sulfur compound. This is very good example of mass transfer. Here I have presented one example of the mass transfer. That example is flue gas desulfurization. It is essential to protect the environment from acid rain. When flue gas is exhausted from the thermal power plant, it contains sulfur dioxide as one of species in gas mixture. But this species is very harmful when it reacts with water vapor in atmosphere. Then sulfuric acid is formed, and this is responsible for formation of acid rain, and it is very harmful. To eliminate sulfur dioxide from flue gas, we have to use desulfurization unit. Desulfurization unit consists of the lime slurry sprinkler. This lime slurry mixture are sprayed over the gas mixture. This react with the sulfur dioxide. Then we get a GS mixture, and it can be removed as a gypsum. And after desulfurization, we get clean gas. There is no sulfuric acid that will contain sulfur and O2. Desulfurization is also called as SOx scrubber, and it is a complex geometry for the simulation point of view. and it is also challenging problem for the CFD modeling. Without experiment, it is difficult to say your CFD results are correct. Here, lot of nozzles are attached for line slurry, and it is allowed to spray over the flue gas. After passing through this uh, mixing unit, reaction happens. Sulfur is eliminated from the bottom side as a liquid mixture. Then gases is taken out from the top. There are some important parameters for design the SOx scrubber. And first is you have to understand what is the fuel, whether it contains sulfur, comfort or not. You have to know what is the electricity used for the this produced from power plant. You have to utilize factor is there. What is the scrubber flow rate? What is the rate of the SOx removal? What is the concentration in PM, particulate matter in 30? Then you have to determine how much limestone is required for removal of the sulfur. Then you have to determine what is the water cost. Then in a scrubber bypass product, how much is sold to the cement plant at a zero cost due to the low quality. There are some factors determine the SOx design. We learn more detail of flue gas desulfurization by lime injection. Your flue gas is allowed to pass for scrubber and CSO2. Then we mix lime with water. This allowed to spray over the mixture. We get calcium trisulfate and it mixture with H2O and it's taken as a synthetic gypsum. And waste fly ash can be used for agriculture purposes. And from this process, we can get clean gas and that can be exhausted to the atmosphere without any hesitation. Another important example of the mass transfer is ammonia injection in flue gas is selective catalyst reduction. The engine contains exhaust flue gas. It contains nitrogen oxide, CO, H2O and particulate matter. And the removal of the NOx is very important. It passes through oxidation unit, then it passes ultra roasting system, and where urea is injected uniformly in mixture. Then ammonia NS3 compound catalyst is injected here, and from this N2 is separated from oxide, and it is safe. And what reaction happen when NOx react with ammonia and O2? We get N2O and water vapor. That means N2 can be taken as a clean gas. When flue gas contain NOx, we can inject ammonia. This ammonia react with NOx, then we get clean gas. This can be a non-catalyst reaction without using catalyst. Many times we cannot use the ammonia, but we can use urea. If we have put with water and heat, then we can use ammonia, and this ammonia can be allowed to mix through NOx using nozzle. And once we get this mixture, uniform mixture of the NOx and the this ammonia, this allow for selective catalyst reduction. By using SCR, we can get separation of the N2O, CO2, H2O in mixture. Please note what are reactions are involved in urea injection. You must know the what are important reaction are there. There are some reactor species, there are some product species. We have to understand what are the theoretical coefficient that you have to use during the reaction. We learn some example of mass transfer with a CFD analysis. Problem of NOx reduction mechanism using SCR unit is there. When we inject some nitrogen compound, it passes thermolysis reaction, hydrolysis reaction, and when this reaction is happening, then ammonia is allowed to react with exhaust with contain this droplet. Then there is a evaporation, their mixing is happening here. This reaction is presented here. Nitrogen compound go through thermolysis, then ammonia hydrogen cyanide is formed. Then there is a hydrolysis reaction is also there. Then in SCR that reaction is happening here that I presented here. In ammonia, N2, which are reactor species which react, then we get N2 and H2. At the end we get clean gas which contain nitrogen and water vapor separately. That means there is no NOx. How to model using CFD? Here is one example is there. When we inject this mixture, then interact mixes with the exhaust gas, then it passes through the SCR. Then in SCR this reaction is happening here. Then it is taken out as a clean gas. A reference I present here, here Yamaha Global Technology as a technical review. Here exhaust gas is allowed to pass through duct. Here ammonia is injected. Here SCR is there. AST some assisted SCR unit is there. After simulation, we can find a streamline. Then we can find a concentration of ammonia. Here higher concentration is there for ammonia because the ammonia should be uniformly distributed to get reaction. That is separate topic for design. There are also P1 liquid area, HNCO concentration. All these can learn based on the same result. Here some experimental results also presented for temperature, mass flow rate and dosing rate. This is the geometry for CFD simulation. Here result have presented experiment and CFD analysis. Experiment and CFD analysis, this we can see the concentration of the ammonia. Then we can also compare where is the high concentration there. You can see there is high concentration. We can find out some data from experiment where the concentration is high. Now we can compare and think concentration high at the corner because some low velocity there may be some other factor for the high concentration of the ammonia. It depends on temperature, mass flow rate and dosing rate. It is shown for different operating condition 1 and 2. For more information, we can visit on the website CFD Flow Engineering. We can also watch YouTube video to get more learning matter, and those are interested they can join CFD online training. Thanks for joining today's lecture. Thank you for attending this lecture.